Oh, it's so good.
That's actually crazy.
Top 10 books I read in 2025. Let's get cooking. First matcha of 2026. Cheers! Matcha latte will always hit the spot. I cannot believe it is now 2026. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday season, packed with lots of yummy food. I'm actually really excited for the new year to start. This is gonna be a super relaxing weekend, so I'm excited to bring you guys along with me. Today, in fact, is gonna be a full recipe testing day. For lunch, I really wanna make this beef and tomato stew. It's super simple, super easy, and hopefully, if we can perfect the recipe today, I'll film a dedicated short for it. You already know what I'm gonna say. I got my matcha latte, so let's get cooking. Hi friends, welcome back to another vlog. If there's one word I'm carrying with me into 2026, it is balance. Balance between food that feels good and food that tastes amazing. Recipes that are really comforting but still super easy to make at home. Lately, I've been craving tomato stew, the type that my dad used to make for me while growing up. This is totally optional, but I like to blanch beef first to remove any impurities. Then it's time to build the stew. Start by sauteing fresh tomatoes with white parts of the green onion and lots of garlic. Let everything cook for 4 to 5 minutes until the tomatoes slowly break down and release their natural juices. Next, season with ketchup, soy sauce, and white pepper. I know, ketchup might sound surprising, but trust me, this was my dad's secret ingredient. It gently balances acidity and ties everything together. Next, add in chopped potatoes and your stock of choice and let it simmer until the potatoes are tender. Finish off by adding the blanched hot pot beef back in and simmer for another 5 minutes. And just like that, you have a simple, nourishing tomato beef stew ready to enjoy. Wow, everything looks so good. Kaidong! The natural tanginess and sweetness from the tomatoes is really like blending in with the beef. Let's try the potato. It's soaked up all that sauce. Look how soft the beef is. I am definitely gonna film this into a short recipe. It is perfect for weeknight dinners and it's so easy to make at home. Plus it's really healthy as well because you got protein, you got carbs, you got veggie all in one pot. By the way, I think in 2026, this vlog channel is actually gonna have all the recipes first before the short form content because I wanna share more behind the scenes of recipe testing, and if it's perfect already, I'm gonna include the recipe down below so you guys will get it usually 1 or 2 weeks before I film it into an official short recipe. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy my late lunch and I'll see you guys in a bit when I do some meal prepping as well as 2 more recipe testing for the day. Hi guys, me and Panther are here to do a really fun blind box unboxing. Panther says, Happy New Year everyone! Okay, anyways, I have the best manager ever and she gifted me so many blind boxes for Christmas. So I figured we can unbox them together. I don't know where to start, so I figured we can maybe start with the Labubus. That one. Oh, okay, next one. This one. Oh, this one's a letter T. Big one. Whoa, this is so cute. Neon Labubu collection. Okay, so the next ones, I actually have never heard of them before, but these are Lila's Garden Tea Party Mini as well as Big Collection. Oh my goodness, these are so cute. The big one. It's pink. Wow, this one's so cute as well. The eyes are in these. You guys see the eyes? Cats and dogs. The black fluffy cat. I'm so happy with this. Okay, once again, look at the eyes. It's literally glistening. I actually don't own anything from Baby Molly. Oh, look at the pink tail. I've never seen this one before too, but I think this is really popular. Wow, this one is so cool. I can't get over the attention to details for some of these figures, like from Pop Mart. Kimon? It is the funny one. I've been so lucky this time. Wow, this is so cute. Oh, I think it's a coin purse actually. So you can put money on the inside. Okay, last but not least, these are the ones I'm so excited for. I love Crayon Shin-chan, and Megan knows I love them so much that she got me 2 Crayon Shin-chan boxes. Let's open it up. He's taking a bath, and then the butt is so squishy. Which one's this one? Look at the butt. This is so cute. Thank you so much, Megan, for the best Christmas gift ever. I'm gonna continue admiring my collection, and I'll see you guys in a bit when we start cooking again. Hi guys, so I got these beautiful salmon from Costco the other day, and I want to have salmon a lot for lunch next week, so I figured we can make a marinade together and meal prep it together. And this is one of my favorite ways to enjoy salmon because I swear miso salmon tastes good with everything. Once you make the marinade, it can last in the fridge up to 3 to 4 days. So whenever you want to eat it, you can just put it in the oven or you can air fry it and you have lunch ready to go. The marinade is super simple, so let's get cooking. I've had so many requests to include more meal prep recipes in 2026, so I want to start off with one of my all-time favorites, miso salmon. In a small pot, add mirin, sake, sugar, and miso paste. Mix until everything is smooth and gently bring everything to a simmer to cook off the sake. Once the marinade has completely cooled down, marinate the salmon overnight. This salmon can be kept in the fridge for up to 3 days, making it perfect for meal prep. I like to place a piece of parchment paper directly on top to make sure the salmon stays fully submerged and everything is evenly marinated. Next, let's recipe test together. One thing I really want to bring into this channel is more behind the scenes of my recipe development journey. The truth is, sometimes the recipe comes together on the first try, other times it takes weeks, and sometimes I end up scraping it all together. Either it's because I got inspired to create a complete different variation, or simply because it just doesn't taste the way I hope it would. Even though it's been almost 6 years since I started Tiffy Cooks, there's still moments where it feels like a very long vacation and one day this might all end. I was recently asked if the thought of that makes me nervous, and as cheesy as it sounds, the answer is no. I'm just really happy to be living my dream life, and every extra day I get to do this feels like a blessing. I still can't believe I get to do what I love the most as my full-time job, and I'm even more grateful that I get to share these little behind the scenes moments with you. Okay, quick taste test time by Dom.
This looks insane. Wow. That's actually crazy. The mushroom soaks up all the flavors of the sauce, and the chicken is really juicy. That's so good.
Should I film a short form recipe for this?
100%. I'm gonna finish this whole thing right now.
Pick
This
it.
is actually really good.
Out of 10, what would you rate it?
Oh, 10 out of 10 easily. I know I say that a lot, but this is fire.
Another recipe I wanted to recipe test are these crispy corn pancakes inspired by the street vendors in Asia. Traditionally, they are deep fried, but I really wanted to create a gluten-free pan-fried version that is easy to make at home. Think sweet and savory crispy corn pan-fried until golden brown. Finish off with a light sprinkle of sugar, and just like that, you got a sweet treat ready to enjoy.
This looks good. I love corn. Oh, that's good.
I feel like I want to make the batter a little bit crispier, but I still want to keep it gluten-free, so you gotta figure that out
so
still.
Good. It's so interesting.
Still room for improvement.
It's really good though.
Maybe next time I can like incorporate butter into the thing. I think we'll make it a little bit sweeter.
I like it a lot. It's more like a dessert.
Okay guys, I'm gonna finalize this recipe. This one's not ready yet, so I still want to test it a few more times, but it's pretty crispy. We're gonna enjoy dinner, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. One thing I really want to start doing in 2026 is daily journaling. Recently, I was scrolling on my phone and I saw a message that really resonated with me. It said that whenever you're on a road trip, if you ever make a detour, the GPS never says that you made a mistake. Instead, it simply says that it's recalculating its route. And that to me is a reminder that I want to carry into the new year. Because if 2025 has taught me anything, it is that life will always have unexpected turns, changes, and pauses. And that is completely okay. Because as long as you keep moving forward, you always end up where you're exactly meant to be. journey. And sometimes along the way, you'll find yourself in places you never planned for, places you didn't even know that you needed at the time. And that is something that I want to document because that is really what makes life beautiful. So here's to 2026, a year to celebrate every little detour in life and trusting the process. Happy Sunday! Cheers! It's been so gloomy lately in Vancouver, so we're making orange juice to add some extra vitamin C in our diet. Highly recommend. We got that juicer, I believe, a few months ago, and we've used it so much that I feel like it's so worth it. I'll actually include the link down below if you guys want to check it out. It is a manual juicer, and most of the parts are stainless steel, so super easy to clean. Plus, it's really small, so you can tuck it away in the kitchen. Not gonna lie, I've been dreaming about the miso salmon that we prepped yesterday, so I'm super excited to have it for brunch. I'm just gonna make a few side dishes that I think will go really well and use up some ingredients that I have in the fridge. Dom and I are actually heading out to date night today. We're going to a place that I've never been before, but his friend actually gave us a gift card, so I'm super excited to go try it out. If we have time, I really want to do a 2025 book review before we head out, just so I can give you guys some of my top recommendations if you want to add some books to your 2026 to read list. Let me quickly enjoy my orange juice and let's get cooking. I truly believe one of the easiest ways to cook more at home is to always have a few go-to staple dishes that are simple to make at home and can be prepared ahead of time. That way you don't have to think, you always have something yummy and nourishing ready to go in the fridge. Today I'm sharing 3 easy cold side dishes that store really beautifully in the fridge, but they're also very quick to put together if you're someone who doesn't love eating fully pre-made food. The first one is my Japanese miso and yuzu inspired asparagus that I had in Japan that completely blew my mind. The key is prepping the asparagus properly. I like to peel the asparagus, which helps remove that woody texture and makes it extra tender. Then blanch it in water, season with salt and drizzle of oil, and once the asparagus is just tender, immediately transfer it into ice cold water. This will stop the cooking process and keep that beautiful bright green color. For the sauce, mix together miso, yuzu sesame dressing, roasted sesame seeds, black pepper, and a drizzle of sesame oil. Add in the asparagus, toss everything together, and just like that, your first cold side dish is ready to go. Next up, we got a nutty tomato salad that comes together in just under 10 minutes. Simply grind roasted sesame seeds until it turns into a fine powder, then season juicy tomatoes with yuzu sesame dressing, roasted sesame seeds from earlier, and furikake seasoning. And that's it. It is super simple but incredibly addicting. Lastly, we have a high-protein wasabi, avocado, and salmon salad. Fun fact, avocado actually contains more potassium than bananas, which helps support the muscle function and hydration. In a bowl, mix together finely chopped onion, wasabi, black pepper, yuzu sesame dressing, and roasted sesame seed. Then gently fold in salmon sashimi and creamy avocados. Toss everything together, and just like that, our third side dish is ready to enjoy. Now that our air fryer salmon is done, our healthy, satisfying brunch is officially served. Oh my goodness, this looks unreal. I can't wait to dig in. Cheers! It is perfectly crunchy but nutty at the same time. And here is my super easy tomato salad. I love the furikake seasoning on this. Our salmon avocado. The wasabi adds like a nice kick to it. And lastly, our miso salmon that we prepped yesterday. I kind of like the burnt pieces the most at the end, so let's eat that. Oh, it's so good. You guys seriously have to meal prep your salmon like this. So easy, so delicious. Wow, 10 out of 10. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy this amazing meal, and I'll see you guys in a bit when we do a 2025 book review. Hi guys, before we head out to dinner, I want to quickly do a book review of the top 10 books I read in 2025. Hopefully this list will be good for those who are in a book slump right now or for those who want to get into reading. These are some of my favorite books from this whole year. They're in no particular order, so let's get started. First up, we got Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this is my 4th book by her, and every single one of her books has been an above 4-star read for me. So if you're new to reading, I highly recommend picking out one of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. This book is set during the early NASA space program, and it follows Joan Goodwin, an amazing scientist who got picked to be trained as an astronaut. This book talks about ambition, love, and self-discovery, and also has a past and present dual timeline, so you jump back and forth between the two as you slowly discover the whole main plot. Just like any other Taylor Jenkins Reid's book, the character development from this book is unreal. It feels like you're reading a documentary more than anything, and even to this day, I feel like I'm still thinking about this book all of the time. I did a combination of audiobook as well as reading, and both of them are amazing, but I highly recommend the audiobook. It feels like you're listening to a movie the whole time. I don't want to spoil too much of the plot, but I just want to say that I bawled my eyes out. It was so emotional. I did not want the book to end at all. I want to quickly read to you one of my favorite quotes from this book. "Bravery is being unafraid of something other people are afraid of. Courage is being afraid, but strong enough to do it anyways." 4.5 out of 5-star, highly recommend. Next up, we got Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, and this is a sci-fi book that follows a man who woke up in the middle of nowhere in space and trying to save the world. This was my first ever sci-fi book ever, and I'm normally not someone who likes it, but this book completely surprised me. I would say it was probably my top audiobook of all time. The audiobook was so nicely done that I actually highly recommend listening to this book instead of reading it. The book was funny, it was emotional, there was a lot of science facts, but somehow they were so interesting. It was just completely not what you expect. And there is also something in the plot here that I don't want to spoil that completely surprised me, and I think it was just so nicely done. I think this book completely changed my mind when it comes to sci-fi books. So if you're into sci-fi books, please comment below if there's any other books that I should read. 5 out of 5-star. I cannot wait for the movie to come out this year. Next up, we got Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and I just want to say this was my first book by her and definitely not the last. Her writing is so good, and she is so good at banter writing. This book is about a girl who meets a guy named Justin, and he has a curse where every single person he dates, after they break up, they normally get married or meet the love of their life, and she also has the same curse. So they figure they will meet up together for the summer, date, and hopefully cancel out the whole curse altogether. This book was witty, it was funny, and the chemistry in this book was insane. You honestly could not put the book down. But what I love the most about Abby Jimenez's books is that they're not just about rom-com, they also talk about self-development, healing, trust, and just so much more. The side characters, the side plots are also 5 out of 5 stars in this book. I wrote down 3 quotes that I really want to share from this book that I thought was beautiful. The first one is, "You're not asking for too much," he said. "You were just asking the wrong person. Ask me instead." Next one is, "In a world where you can choose between anger and empathy, always choose empathy." And last one, "Sometimes the best way to show love or be kind to someone is to meet them where they are." 5 out of 5-star, highly recommend checking out her books, and if you haven't read them yet, start with this one. And because I love Just for the Summer so much, I ended up picking up Say You Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and I believe this is one of the top read books of 2025. This book put me through an emotional roller coaster. It was so beautifully written. It is a contemporary romance that talks about self-development, friendship, love, family, and so much more. Just like her other book, the subplot in this book is amazing. You cannot put it down. This book does talk about some really hard topics, such as taking care of someone who is suffering from early onset dementia and seeing someone that you love slowly slip away. Nevertheless, it's still such an amazing book. It got me laughing, crying, all the emotions I can think of. 4.5 out of 5-star, highly recommend. Next up, we got Daisy Jones and the Six, and this is one of my favorite books of all time by Taylor Jenkins Reid. In fact, I think I like it more than her iconic Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but they're both 5 out of 5-star books for me. This book follows Daisy Jones, a very talented singer that's part of a 70s band, and their journey of becoming the next big hit. This book is written like a documentary. In fact, I refuse to believe that these are not real characters. It is so messy, so much drama, so interesting, so much self-development, and honestly, I feel like I was a fly on the wall watching this whole thing unfold in front of me. I couldn't put the book down. I finished it within less than 2 days. I did a combination of audiobook as well as reading, and I think they're both amazing, so you can kind of go with either option. And I really like the soundtrack as well, so I highly recommend listening to that after you're done reading the book. They also have a show. I didn't finish it, but I will say the first few episodes were pretty good. I included a few quotes that I really want you guys to read that I feel like will really give you an idea of what Daisy Jones is like as a character. I had absolutely no interest in being somebody else's muse. I am not a muse. I am the somebody. End of story. 5 out of 5 star. must read book. Next up, we got The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and I cannot believe it took me so long to finally read this book. This book is a time traveling romance that talks about love, grief, and finding someone that truly, truly loves you no matter what timeline they're on. I really, really, really love the way this book described grief. It was described so beautifully, so perfectly done. I love how it talks about how it changes you, how it shapes you, and how it's okay to love and also live with grief at the same time. Even though it is a time traveling romance, it doesn't go directly into detail of how that happens, so definitely focuses more on the romance aspect instead of the time traveling aspect, which I actually really, really loved, and it was so perfectly done from this book. It is a little bit slower in the beginning, so it took me around a day or two to finish it, but once it gets started, you cannot put it down. One of my favorite quotes from this book is, "Nothing lasts forever, not the good things, not the bad. So just find what makes you happy and do it for as long as you can." 5 out of 5-star book, highly recommend. Next up, we got Fourth Wing as well as Iron Flame, and both of these books were a 5 out of 5-star book for me. I know there are mixed reviews, but I just want to say that it took me a full year of trying different fantasy books from different series after I finished ACOTAR, and nothing stuck to me until I finally picked up Fourth Wing, and ever since then I have been hooked. In fact, me and my girlfriends are reading it right now and we cannot stop talking about it. It is so fast-paced, so interesting, there's so much drama, it is so fun to read. Just like any other fantasy series, I will say it does take around 10 chapters to build the plot and to really invest in the storyline, but I would say it's a little bit faster than other fantasy books I've read, and once you're into it, you cannot put it down. It is so addicting. I'm still debating if I want to read the 3rd book just yet because she hasn't released when she's going to release the 4th book, and I hate waiting around, so I think I might wait around until she announces it and then I'll start reading the 3rd book. If you're someone who loves enemy to lover, you love wars, you love tactics, you love dragons, you love fantasy, you love war building and everything like that, you will really love this series. 5 out of 5-star. Cannot wait for the 4th book. Next up, of course, we have to include a Emily Henry book. If you've been here for a while, you know I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to Emily Henry books. They're either a 5-star book for me or they're a 1 to 2-star book. Luckily, this one was a 5. The best way I can describe this book is a combination of the banter and chemistry like any other Emily Henry rom-com books, combined with the storyline of 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and the depth that it goes into it. I will say I saw a lot of mixed reviews when it comes to this book because it definitely is not a rom-com. I would say it's more of a women literary fiction instead, with a lot of self-growth, self-development. But if you go into it with that mindset, the plot is actually so beautiful. It's also really beautifully written, and the subplot in this book is also amazing. Is it my favorite Emily Henry book? Probably not. I think Funny Story last year was my favorite book of all time by her, but it's something that I highly recommend. Yes, it is. 5 out of 5-star. Cannot wait for Emily Henry's 2026 book. We're almost near the end. Next, we got Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey, and this is probably one of the most beautifully books I have ever read in my life. It is so hard to describe what genre this book is in. In fact, when I picked up this book at the bookstore, the person told me go into it with no research at all and you'll be super surprised by the whole plot. So I don't want to spoil too much for you guys. All I can say is this writer specialized in nature writing, so I even till this day can remember how cold I felt, how dark it felt, and just how gloomy the whole space feels. She is so good at describing every single aspect that you feel like you're in the book with the characters. There is a lot of trigger warnings for this book, so I will say to look those up before going into it. And also the audiobook for this book, I did not recommend at all. I think it's one of those books that you have to read instead of listen. But overall, if you do read it, I'll give it a 5 out of 5-star. Highly recommend. Last but not least, we got You Reach Sam, and this is the first book I read in 2025, so I feel like it is a full circle moment. This book, I literally cried from the first page all the way till the last. It is such an emotional roller coaster. The story follows Julie, who recently unexpectedly lost her boyfriend Sam, and as she was handling grief and she wasn't able to kind of face the reality of grief, she ends up being able to talk to him on the phone. Just describing the summary right now is putting me through another emotional roller coaster. It was so beautifully written, and I think if you're someone who is going through grief, this is a book that you can probably relate to and you can kind of follow through their journey. And yes, it is a very hard book to read while you're going through grief, but it's also something that you feel like the book really does understand the full process, and it makes you think and look at the way life is. I give it a 4 out of 5 star because I think the plot is beautiful, but I definitely think there could have been more deeper connection when it comes to character development. But it is a YA book, so I think that is why they kept it really high level. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I really want to read more of his books in the future. And just like that, these are Okay, I'm back. And just like that, these are my top 10 books of 2025. It was such a good reading year, and I cannot wait to continue reading more books in 2026. By the way, I'm thinking of restarting my virtual book club, so let me know if you guys are interested in joining. And if you are, comment down below what you want to see in the book club and what you would enjoy doing. I'm thinking of pairing a book with maybe some food and drinks that are inspired by the food, and we can kind of cook each month and discuss the book online. Also, let me know what platform you would prefer the book club to be hosted on. I'm gonna go get ready to head out for date night, and I'll see you guys in a bit when we go to dinner. Even though it's the new year, I just want to remind you that it is completely okay to move at your own pace. I know this time of the year is all about New Year resolutions, different types of goals, all different types of challenges, and it can feel really overwhelming. But the truth is, life doesn't have to reset just because the calendar year does. And you don't need to have everything figured out right now, because it is completely okay to just take your time. As a society, we put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect every year during the new year, to fix everything, plan everything, become everything all at once. But the truth is, growth doesn't happen on a schedule, healing doesn't follow a timeline, and rest is not something you need to earn. So let this year be the year you stop rushing to fit into society's expectation, and the year that you trust that slow progress is still progress. Because you are not behind, you are not late, you are exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you so much for spending this week with me. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you next week. Love you!